Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher along with Jerry Burrow. And Jerry, we took some time off, but we're back, and there's a lot to talk about. We got wild hockey, UMD hockey. What's going on with high school hockey?
It's starting. They're scrimmaging now. The boys, the girls have already started regular season games, and
Really?
I'll tell you what,
Whoa. The boys?
are scrimmaging.
Okay.
So, but they'll start their games this weekend. For Thursday's the first games of the year.
Boy, they're getting an early start.
Yeah, I think Thanksgiving's late. I think something has to do with that.
Okay.
They are about a week early, it seems like.
Thanksgiving is November 28th.
Right.
Okay. Huh.
And there's going to be hockey that night. The Minnesota Gophers are playing North Dakota on Thanksgiving night down at Mariucci.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a first?
I've never seen a game on Thanksgiving night on college hockey.
You don't do that. Why are they doing that?
They don't want you to eat too much turkey.
Okay. Well,
So high school hockey is starting. And once that starts, you're going to have games almost every day of the week but Sunday. And boy, we got everyone going now.
yeah. So let's stay on high school.
Yeah, I put out my preseason rankings, and the teams I think are top the two teams I think are top really are Eden Prairie and Ben Hill St. Margaret down in the cities. And then then there's another group, but those first two teams, I mean, they're the real deal. And then I think Andover, Minnetonka, Blake, and Rosemont is in the next group.
Rosemont.
Yeah, they had a good season. They only lost 3 games last year.
Yeah.
And the only thing is they didn't have the toughest schedule in their conference.
Okay.
But they got almost everyone returning. So I expect that team to do some damage this year. And then Edina, I got them in the top 10. One of their players decided to come back from juniors. We thought he was going to be gone for the year. He's going to the Gophers after the season. But Jake Boltman, a defenseman, and he's the real deal. And so he came back, and they have this little freshman. Remember this? You had that player from Laverne, Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Nelson. But this kid, his name is Jimmy Clark.
Jimmy Clark.
Just remember, he's a 9th grader.
With Edina?
Yes. So remember that name. I think he's going to... A friend of mine was at a scrimmage the other day against Tonka, and he made a goal that probably would have been on ESPN if it was a regular season game.
My goodness.
And but just remember that name. He was probably the top Bantam this last year.
Jimmy Clark.
Yes. So
Okay.
we'll keep note on that. I'm going to make a note myself.
Yeah.
But
Local high school?
what's that? Local? It's going to be very competitive up here, and Class A is as competitive as ever. Usually it's always Hermantown, season over.
Okay, is Denfeld in this
Yes.
mix? Oh,
yes.
okay.
We're going to have Denfeld.
All right.
They got a lot of young players playing their first year of high school hockey, but give them half a year, I think. They got some good coaching over there at Denfeld, starting with Mr. Jagle. And
Sure.
I think this team is the real deal by the end of the year, and they can give Hermantown all they can handle.
Really, the Hunters?
Yes. They got 2 good goalies, so they can switch off.
All right.
It's not just one. They got
Yeah.
2. Hermantown has some star elite players like Biondi.
Still.
Blake, yeah, he's going to UMD, and they pick him as probably the top guy for Mr. Hockey this year.
Okay.
So, and they got Joey Pierce. So they put him back on D. He played a little forward last year.
Yeah.
And they got a couple other kids that played in the elite league, but their concerns might be at goaltending. This is the first year I think they just don't
At
know.
Hermantown?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Greenway has some players back, and we'll see how they do. They'll be competitive because they got a coach that's very competitive.
Sure.
And Evelyn, might give some problems to some teams.
The Golden Bears.
Yeah.
Really?
So, I mean, we got some teams in Section 7A that are tough.
Okay.
And 7AA, the bigger schools, Grand Rapids is young, but it's a team to watch. They got a lot of kids that played in the Elite League.
Now, the coach has been named up there.
Yes. He was the old Bemidji high school coach that took their Bemidji down to the state high school tournament. So he's a very good coach.
Okay.
And his wife is a judge, I guess.
I see.
Yeah, and she's
Okay.
in over in Grand Rapids area.
Yeah, here come the judge.
Yeah.
All right.
So watch out, referees.
There you go. Wow. Duluth East, what's the
Duluth
scouting
East.
report?
Okay, none of their players came back from juniors. The ones that left are staying down in juniors.
All right.
So they don't have no superstars. So, but knowing Mike Randolph, he'll find a way. And it might be without the puck, where they're moving their feet and causing problems on giving no space to the other teams. And so I know Mike will find a way for the best of the team to make them a good team. So don't put East out of there.
No.
And number one team is going to be Andover.
Sure.
Yeah, they're
Out of that section.
right.
Yeah.
I got them number 3 to
And-
start the year.
Okay.
And the only problem they have right now is that their best forward is last weekend of the Elite League, he broke his wrist.
Not good.
Yeah.
It's going to keep him out for a while.
Luke Crone. Yeah, they say 6 weeks, maybe up to 8.
Yeah.
So, so he'll have a month, lose a month probably this season. But hey, I think the 7AA, Cloquet is going to be Cloquet.
Yeah.
And when they play East, throw away the records and, that's always going to be going right down to the end usually.
Any St. Cloud teams that emerge?
St. Cloud Cathedral will be back, and they're the number one team in in A class, Class A.
Okay.
So they're a very good team. East Grand Forks.
Number 1 in A.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And East Grand Forks will be a very good team. So I think the top 3 teams in Class A are going to be St. Cloud Cathedral, East Grand Forks, and Hermantown.
Well, let's get to those rankings. Now, these are the early preseason rankings. You can find these. Jerry posts them to the website, minnesotahockeyconnection.com, and then there's a link on the Facebook page.
Right.
Okay.
So in Class AA, we got Eden Prairie, number 1. Benil St. Margaret, number 2. Number 3, Andover. Number 4, Rosemont. Number 5, Minnetonka. Number 6, Blake. Number 7, Maple Grove. Number 8, Edina. Number 9, Hill Murray. Number 10, White Bear Lake.
When was the last time Duluth East wasn't on the list?
Ugh.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And I think Mike usually likes that when they're not on the list, because sometimes kids think they're better than they really are.
Yeah.
Just, play hockey and just earn it.
Well, I hope Mike's not watching this and throwing a shoe at the TV. How dare you,
He'll be
Jerry.
all right. We'll get him on the show so he can throw a shoe at me right here.
So, other teams that you got?
Teams to watch on Class AA. This year, I'm just going to put 5 teams all the time after the top 10. It's 5 teams to watch right now to start the season is Blaine, Lakeville, South, Moorhead, Grand Rapids, and St. Thomas Academy. Lakeville South and Grand Rapids are young teams, so I give them the second half of the year where I think they're going to pick it up.
Okay, I don't think that there's ever been a year that we've been doing this that Duluth East hasn't even been on the list, even an honorable mention.
Right.
So that's a first. Okay, all right.
So over in Class A, we got St. Cloud Cathedral, number 1, Hermantown, number 2, East Grand Forks, number 3, Montemita, number 4, War Road, number 5. Get the North team back in there. 6, Alexandria. 7, Thief River Falls. 8, Greenway. 9, North Branch. You haven't seen them in the top 10.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Orono, number 10. Then 5 teams to watch. Delano, Duluth, Denfield, Little Falls, Monticello, and Tartan.
Tartan.
Tartan, yeah, they moved from Class AA to A now.
Ah,
So
okay.
that's the rankings right now, and like I say, it's just the start of the season,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
give it about a month. By the first of the year, we'll know who's who for real.
All right.
So, and right, like I said, Thursday, hockey starts and boys on the 21st here. And there's some big games already, like Andover number 3 and 6 Blake plays on Thursday. And Benil will be up here. The number 2 team is playing Duluth Marshall on Friday. And UMD and Colorado College, but it's 4 o'clock game. So if you like hockey, go to up to Marshall and watch the Benil Marshall game, then come back down and watch UMD and Colorado College on Friday night.
Okay.
That's a lot of big games to start the season.
Yeah.
So we'll keep watching. Next week I'll name the 10 players to watch for Mr. Hockey.
Yeah, once they start playing the big
Right.
games.
And talking about high school hockey, you remember the breakdown book every
I
year
sure
comes
do.
up. It's one of the best books for high school hockey to go into any team,
Yeah.
players, and stats.
I would say it's the book.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a Bible.
There you go.
There you go. And on the cover, we got a local boy, Blake Biondi, as Player of the Year.
Nice.
They're looking at. So,
Yeah.
and if you want to get this book, you can call the breakdown editor, Tim, and the number is 763-258-3116 to order it. And they have other sports and girls hockey too. So,
The breakdown.
yeah, it's called The Breakdown. So call Tim at 763-258-3116 if you want to buy a book.
All right. Well, good.
So basically that's the start of the season, and we'll talk more as the season gets going, and I'll put the games of the week on the website too, that games that are interest people.
Well, we've got more hockey to talk about. I want to ask Jerry, any games you've seen over the last
Oh yeah,
couple of weeks we've
lots
been
of
off? Yeah.
lots of games. I've seen the Wilderness. I've seen Gopher games. I've seen UMD games. I've seen Wild games.
Well, let's talk Wilderness. What is their...
Wilderness. Well, they've been doing good, and they just brought in a player from the USHL, a local boy. Garrett Worth is back on the team, and he scored a goal on Saturday night.
Went to high school at?
Duluth East.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Wow.
one of the top scorers in hockey his senior year. So to welcome Garrett back. He'll get more playing time on the first and second line power play,
Yeah.
being up here. So this is probably better for his development. And he's still committed to Arizona State. So, but this last weekend, the Wilderness lost 2 hard games to Minot. But they're still above 500. They're in the middle of the pack in their conference. But I see good things for the Wilderness. I think they're going to get better and better. So, and another team that's really playing good is the Bismarck Bobcats. And they're 14-1.
Jeez.
And they got 3 local boys from Duluth on the team. They
Oh,
got
boy.
Austin Jopi. They got Willie Stauber, defenseman. And they got George Granis.
My goodness.
2 Marshall boys and a Duluth East boy
Yeah.
on that team. And it's kind of funny. A couple of them could have went to USHL and played this year, but they decided to stay back and be as a great team, and they are a great team so far.
goodness.
14-1.
Well, good. Good.
Yeah. So in college, I saw the Gophers Saturday night against Penn State, and I'll tell you, that Penn State team is the real deal.
Yeah.
They're moving up on the polls and that, and they're in the top 10 and everything right now, but they're the real deal. On Friday night, they lost 8-2.
Yeah.
They just got called a butt kicking.
Yeah.
But on Saturday night, the Gophers are ahead 2-0, and they still lost 5-3. This this team, they move their feet all the time, and I tell you what, when they have opportunities, they take advantage of it. And let's see, I saw UMD the week before, and who were they playing the week before up here?
The men?
Yeah.
Denver.
Let's see. That's right. That was one of the great series of the year so far. Because the first night, it went to a shootout and Denver won, but UMD scored right at the end of the game there to tie the game.
Yeah, yep.
And then shootout. It's kind of funny if the first shootout try, if one team misses, the other team gets it, the shootout's over.
It's kind of around.
It's not like that 3.
No, I don't like that format.
You don't like shootouts anyhow.
Well, I don't mind shootouts. It decides the game. Not in college it doesn't, but because after the shootout they keep playing.
Yeah, but from tying the game, UMD got a point out of that, and I think they're very lucky because Denver really outplayed them on Friday night.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, UMD came back like a storm in that, and they took it to Denver, and they won 5-2. And that's the UMD we like to see every game. You know,
Sure.
That was a great game by UMD, and Shepard played good, and Perinovich. If he's right now, so far in this season, if he's not the best player in college hockey, he has to be close to it. So he's playing good.
Drafted by
St. Louis.
Yeah. St.
I
Louis.
think of the 5th round.
Yeah, St.
So they're
Louis.
going to get a deal on this kid.
Best in the NHL. Well, best in the Central Division, St. Louis. And yeah. Okay, so this weekend the Bulldogs. Well, this past weekend they went to Miami of Ohio, and they lost that game Friday night. But Saturday they rebounded and got a split at Miami.
Did you watch the game Friday night?
I didn't.
Okay, it's 1-1, and there was just a few minutes left in the game, in the third period, I mean. And it was 1-1 at the time. And there's about 7-8 guys in front of the net for Miami and Bulldogs. And no one knew where the puck was for about 6-7 seconds.
Yeah. Well,
It was outside. It was outside about 5 feet. No one knew. That's the weirdest thing you ever seen.
Well, Miami guy knew, and he put it in the biscuit.
Right,
The
the
biscuit in the
defense
basket.
men saw it. Everyone else was around the crease, and it was outside the crease.
Yeah.
It was just the weirdest thing.
It was. I saw the replay. That was a little odd.
Yeah.
That nobody sees a wide open puck
And,
right in there.
and Miami's goalie played good. Really, UMD outplayed them that game. But when you get a hot goalie, not much you can do about that.
Yeah.
But then the next night, like you say, they rebounded and won 3-2. And then I think that kept them in the top 10 in USCHO polls. So they're number 9 right now.
Okay.
But they go to 18 on
Pairwise?
Pairwise. Yeah,
Yeah,
that Pairwise, we won't even. We shouldn't even look at that until another 2 months.
Who's number 1?
Number 1 in the Pairwise is Cornell.
No, in the coaches poll.
Coaches poll is Minnesota State.
Really?
Yep. They're the real deal.
Okay.
I think we got some good teams. And so far, it looks like Denver, Minnesota State, North Dakota are the real deals out here on the west side. And on the east side, they got Harvard and Cornell that are playing real good, and Notre Dame in the Midwest, I guess you'd call them. They're playing real good. Penn State, like I said before, they're the real deal. So it's coming around right now where you almost know who's the real and who's not. You know, I was just looking at something. Omaha, they're in the top 10 in the pairwise. It's kind of funny. You never seen them in the top 10 since they had, I guess, when they had Genzel and Randolph on that team. But Omaha and there's another team I thought was Arizona State, 6-4 are in the top 10.
The pairwise?
Yeah. It's just weird to me, the pairwise. All they I don't even want to know.
Yeah. Minnesota or rather UMD will play host to Colorado College this weekend. The Tigers are coming to town. How do you see the Bulldogs and the Tigers this weekend?
Okay, I saw Colorado College out in Colorado against the Gophers series, both games, and that first line for at that time was this Copeland, this Edina boy, and this Chris Wilkie. Probably has the best shot in college hockey. Get him 30 feet out, he can shoot the puck, and he'll score a lot. And I think they're much improved. Who did they just beat this weekend? I just saw that. Oh, St. Cloud State. They beat them both games.
My goodness.
And Brett Larson, the coach at St. Cloud State, he's starting to wonder, he better fire up this team.
Well, UMD will have their hands full, and then the following series, November 29th, 30th, Minnesota State at Amsoil.
Well, there you go. That's going to be a big series.
And then they go to Omaha.
Well, one thing about the game Friday night, one note to take, I think it's a 7 o'clock game.
Colorado?
Yeah.
7:07.
It's 7:07. Well, they have the Christmas City of the North Parade. So you better get an early start to get down there to park and that, because it's always problems.
Yeah.
It's always takes you a lot longer to get into the Amsoil there.
Bentleyville will start the following evening.
Saturday night?
They open Saturday
Well, that's
night.
going to be crowded both nights.
So, yeah, the crunch on Friday night won't be terribly bad because Bentleyville hasn't started. But Saturday, the 23rd, Bentleyville opens their doors at 5. And be prepared for big crowds.
So, in other words, the next month, any UMD games, you better get an early start if you want to get in there.
And Santa Claus will be there Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to parachute in.
Right into
Bentleyville.
Where's the parade start? Do you know?
The Christmas City of the North?
Yeah.
Starts down 10th Avenue East.
Okay,
roughly.
they set up over there on that side
they
of
moved
town.
downtown to 4th Avenue West.
Because
3rd
I think
Avenue
if
West.
I remember right, didn't they set up at the deck?
Oh, Jerry, that was back in the day.
Okay.
They started at the arena, made their way up to Superior Street, went to 4th Avenue East, but now they're coming the other direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
They go through the whole downtown now? or
All
something?
downtown.
All right.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hope the weather's nice. Kids like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice parade.
Oh, it's the best. It's the Christmas City of the North. We have our own song.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we get the Wild? Ooh.
Minnesota Wild, after 20 games, Jerry, 7-11-2, 16 points, 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. They are in 6th place, that's last place, of the Central Division. St. Louis is atop that division with 29 points. But the Minnesota Wild, I don't know what it is, but over the past couple of years, they struggle in overtime games.
I was just going to say that to you. Overtime and shootouts, their record has to be terrible.
Just a thing.
Has to be the worst record in National Hockey League.
Do you think other teams know that and come here with
Just to get in overtime?
Well, no, but with a game plan that if they do go to overtime, here they know what the Wild do bad, or there's got to be a method to how teams prepare. And what is Minnesota not doing?
Well, number one thing, and when you get on 3-on-3, is making that change off the bench. And one little mistake, it's 2-on-1 automatic. You know,
this is becoming epidemic.
I know.
This is over the past several years. This team struggles in overtime games
I think shootouts too.
and shootouts. Sure.
I don't know, but I have to say one thing: they're playing better than the beginning of the season. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like 2 or 3 different games in one game because they'll either get behind or get ahead by 2 or 3 goals, and all of a sudden it just goes the opposite. You know, like what the heck's going on here?
Well, the Wild are in last place of their division with 16 points. As a matter of fact, that is at the bottom of the league with 16 points. At the top of the league, the Washington Capitals, 22 games, 15-3-4. They have 34 points. But the Wild will play. What do we have here? We have. I'm looking. Here we go. We have Buffalo coming up, and Colorado and Boston this week.
Right. And here's a note. Former UMD player Carson Soucy scored a goal on Thursday to tie the game. They lost They lost that one in overtime.
To Arizona. That game?
Yeah. No, wait, the Wild in Carolina. I'm sorry.
Okay, Saturday.
Saturday,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. And that's his first goal, National Hockey League.
Good.
And then the Toronto Maple Leafs brought up Kazimir Kasasu.
Kaskasuo, I saw that game
You did.
against Pittsburgh.
They just bombed him, didn't they?
Not good.
Was it his fault mostly, or?
Well, I mean, you got to stop the puck. Yeah, it was a lot his fault. Yeah.
So what are they going to do? I hope they
Well,
give him
you
a
know,
second chance.
I think you shake that one off, and you know,
Give him a
okay,
give him
that's
another
your
chance.
first game in the NHL, and here's what you did wrong, and he'll get a second chance. But
Well, the other goalie that was on the second goalie on the team wasn't doing good at all either.
yeah, not a good start for
Yeah.
Kaskasuo, but hopefully he gets another try at it and can redeem himself.
Right. So we got some local boys. And what else happened with the Wild? Well, you know what? Here's what I'm noticing. I think they're getting a little chemistry in a couple of the lines. Even though some of them are like Koivu, he's so getting old, you can tell. He doesn't do the things when he was 10 years ago, you know.
Oh, gosh, no.
But they're getting some chemistry, and the thing is right now is that the goaltending has to be excellent. And if it's not excellent, they're going to have a hard time winning games.
Well, we've come to the end of the program. We've talked Wild, we've talked UMD, we've talked high school. What have we missed, Jerry?
Well, we missed going to the rink today.
Well, we did. What's going on at the rink?
Well, they're practicing all
Oh,
over.
yeah.
But no, what we're going to do is get some of the high school coaches in now. Try to get one each week now. And see how their team, what they think their team is going to be, and some of the key players on these teams.
Yeah.
And some of the top games they're going to have scheduled this year. And so
Okay.
it'll be fun to talk to the high school coaches.
The 2019 NHL Thanksgiving Showdown will take place Friday, November 29th. The Bruins host the New York Rangers at TD Garden. And what are the Wild doing? They're hosting Ottawa
Yeah,
the day after.
in the
Thanksgiving.
afternoon,
And
3
Yeah.
o'clock.
is that what time it is?
I think it is.
3 o'clock dropping
Yeah.
the puck. Okay.
Yeah, they've been doing that for years now.
Okay, well, we want to thank the staff at PACT-TV, where this program is produced in downtown Duluth. Go to our website, MinnesotaHockeyConnection.com. Go to our Facebook page and like us there. And Jerry, we'll be back next week to drop the puck.
All right, see you at the rink.